And we have our countdown 3, 2, 1, pills.
Now you'll notice that Frank is playing on medium, Atalito playing on high. We saw yesterday really what Atalito is capable of, even at high speed. It's very similar to what we'll see from Packy later, and it's it's really a strength for him. Frank is sticking with his medium. Frank is a just master manipulator when it comes to the pills, and that medium speed gives him just that little bit of an extra time to figure out some of these setups that he's really famous for.
Definitely. And you've seen both players already getting out to a quick start and doing that. As you were talking, Adelito had a beautiful triple setup, verticals falling into horizontals. And that takes, here he has one now, and that takes a lot of great foresight. And if he keeps getting a little bit of red
Oh,
yellow,
look at this.
look at
Oh,
that beautiful L from Adelito. And then Frank follows it up with vertical into a horizontal. So, Adelito has a slight advantage, but clearly both of them they got their thinking caps on Ook.
yeah. Usually, when we see somebody with the level of advantage that Adelito has right now, they've got some level of superiority in having setups, or their opponent is usually the one who has more setups ready to go. Both players have very strong setups ready and set up, but Adelito getting a little bit of pill luck, he's out at a 128. That is a really good time for, level
Level
six.
6. Exactly. Now, you see Frank, though, he cleared out all of column 1 with 1 pill after a big setup. As you said, he's got that going on. Um, just needs this red, yellow, beautiful, out at a 148, so a good time as well. But Adelito already working with almost a 10 virus advantage, but the red blue on this board is going to slow him down.
Yes, it is. And I don't know. We've got both boards are getting worked down. Um, it, we've got Adelito over here on the left with a column two that's got some stacking on it. However, he's managed to get that down in the time it takes me to mutter my way through it. And Frank is just kind of waiting around for the right pills to see if he can get his worked down. Get some really good stuff going on there.
Right. And even though Adelito does have the advantage pill wise right now, this board isn't what you love to see because basically he's going to be forced to do a lot of drill plays. Notice he does have column 1 set up and now it's firing. Beautiful, but those vertical drops do take some time. So that's going to give Frank the opportunity to keep going. And although his board is a little bit spired, notice column 6, he is he's doing really well with these efficient clears. Red is going to slow him down at the end though.
Yeah. Meanwhile, Adelito has got a little bit of trouble with this yellow on his column five. Manages to get it out horizontally. Had a real potential of being an issue, but he gets it cleared out and is out at a 328. So about 2 minutes on that level 12 or level 11. And we'll see what kind of advantage that gives him over Frank, who's fighting with nothing but reds.
Luckily, Dr. Mario uh, is working for him, although he did lose that opportunity to get the T a couple of pills earlier. So having all that red on the top of his board gave Adelito a great chance to get out quickly, but that lead definitely diminished. And with these levels being so virus dense, something like 6, 8, 10 viruses, it's going to go away right away. But beautiful combo from Adelito there, basically clearing out the whole right side those couple of levels. So that's awesome work from him.
And he's hoping to get a double red here coming up next. Looks like he's going to manufacture one. He's looking for a red yellow now. He's going to get it and decides not to use it. Up there it goes. Beautiful play. He worked out the double yellow that he was hoping to use, but still overall just an amazing bit of work from Adelito.
hmm And Frank trying to wrestle with the fact that most of the exposed stuff on his board is red. And so he had to play with some yellow and just make the garbage manageable. And again, RNG not quite cooperating with Frank at the moment. You see Spires on column 3 and 8, and you don't love to see that 7 and 8 have the same color going on. So getting that diverse was key for Frank.
And he's got some setups here. Something a double red would really help out with. Unfortunately, he covers it. Oh, okay. I was going to say,
Hmm.
unfortunately, he covers it with a double yellow, but there he immediately got a chance for that to work out. I think he might try to manufacture a double red. Yep, looks like that's what he's going to do. And that's a term we use just for anybody who's new to the community for the fact that the doctor doesn't like to give us double pills, and sometimes you have to just stack up and make garbage to create those double pills in order to get a setup that you're looking for.
Hmm. Atalito out of level 13, or sorry, out of level 12 on his last level. Looks like a misdrop there in column 3. I don't think he wanted to put that double red there, but it's easily cleared up. He was waiting for a bunch of blue at the end of 12, but luckily things cooperated and he managed to get it. Now Frank is out at a 558. So these two chasing down some pretty solid times, Zook.
Yeah, I think they would both be happy with what they've got, um, and unless one or both is listening to the stream right now, they probably don't know who's ahead and by how much. What Frank does know is that he's getting a double red blitz, and he gets the double blue that signals the end of that. But that was quite a long one. Luckily, he had enough viruses to cover it.
Yeah, definitely. We're used to seeing those blitzes, same pill over and over again, but experienced Dr. Mario players know exactly what's coming after that because this game is interestingly programmed. Now, as we see,
Say the
Adelito,
least.
he's got combos falling on the right. He does need to take down that right hand side. And again, he's got a situation column 7 and 8 have the same color exposed. So that's going to mean some creativity and probably some drop time. But notice Adelito setting up for a nice combo has a great opportunity for this red horizontal, but it does block his yellow in column 1.
Meanwhile, on Frank's side, what we saw just a minute ago was a very nice cascade clear that took, it seemed like forever to resolve because the doctor was giving him a yellow trout, much like when you're playing Tetris and you're waiting for that I bar. This was not what he was
Whew.
looking for, but man, Frank has found his rhythm and has found some of the pieces that he's looking for. And looks like he's going to be setting up for some really nice combinations. Not sure about that double yellow or the double red placement in his garbage pile. I think he just had a little bit of tunnel vision going on there, but the doctor not giving him the yellows he needs to continue. We'll see. And actually, that's we're not. There's nothing left to see. As Adelito is out at 8 minutes flat.
Yeah, he had his board set up for a very straightforward finish, and that's really what you love to see. You love to have those options. And with 8 minutes, he is the 15th fastest time at this level block. So we love to see players below the 8:15 mark for hot times. Obviously, sub 8 is the gold standard, but Adelito proving that he's ready to go.
Frank finishes up at an 8:26. Still a very solid time. Um, and we get GGs from both of them in the chat as they're going to ready up and we're going to get ready for game two of this best of five.
So we have readies from both players, and we're going to get our countdown in just a second. 3, 2, 1, pills. One interesting thing about Frank and a couple of other players have similar patterns. Sometimes Frank loses the first game of a match and then does some pretty outstanding stuff afterwards. So it seems like he's maybe a little bit sleepy and then just comes right to life. So we'll see if that happens again.
Yeah. Oh, okay. Adelito's
Oh,
going to get
oh
exactly what he
yes.
needed. I was a
That's
little
so
worried
great.
about that setup there.
Yeah, but look at that, and manages to clear off a lot of garbage with that fat log.
Yeah, this is again, as you were predicting at the beginning of the commentary, this is just proof that players who are no slouch, and I'm talking about you and me here. We sometimes have no idea what each other are doing when it comes to when it comes to Dr. Mario setups, um, you can watch this game for years and not see some of the creativity that comes up with these players. So we've got Atalito with what appears to be a lead. He's got about a 3-4 second disparity on the clock, but it does look like he does in fact have a bit of a lead on Frank as we're getting deeper into this level 10 of the first of our game two.
Right. And even though, Adelito has a very slight lead over Frank, I thought Frank, the board and the combination of the pills was causing him to struggle a little bit. But beautiful combo there, clearing out the blues at the bottom of the board and dropping the garbage just right to clear that yellow in row one that you just saw. Would love to see him clear out those one and two blues horizontally. You do see Frank setting up the garbage to make that happen, but he's got to work in other places as he does that and wait for the stacking to go.
Yeah, sometimes patience really pays off in these cases. Right now, Frank has a need for practically every color. So with Adelito getting out about a 202, we're really on pins and needles to see this. And there it is. Frank's
It's
going to
all
set off
going at
the
the same
entire
time.
rest of his board out at a
Yes.
212, 10 seconds behind.
So for a novice player, that is truly scary garbage. You wonder exactly what's going on, and then you see dish, dish, dish. It's all going.
Yeah, that's the sort of setup that we see from players like Dave Smith, Chris Bidwell, guys who can really find interesting ways and think 3 to 5 clears ahead of time. Bidwell, of course, taking that from his experience with the NES championships, where score was what mattered, not speed. And you can really see it sometimes in the way that he plays. But Frank just taking all of that to a level that we rarely see in any of our other players.
Definitely true. And what Frank did lose a little bit of time with that epic setup because of not being able to build that platform, but notice bringing it right back. So this is a two virus game so far, and we still have a couple levels left to go. So both players just neck and neck here. Adelito's situation is needing a lot of blue on the top, but there's plenty of time to get that. And he's got setups both horizontally and vertically. He's working on probably a horizontal in row three and a horizontal in row one, Ook.
Yeah, I'm liking what I'm seeing from him, and I know he's got to have a little bit of patience here. There goes that red that he was looking for, and at a 351, you notice that he had his blues able to be taken out horizontally. Realized that was going to cause a problem for his reds. Decided to go vertically on it instead and use that with combo play. Very heads up play from Adelito.
Meanwhile, Frank is just looking for this yellow to clear horizontally. So he's going to take the yellow vertically. But notice once he gets this, look at all that stuff happening again, just clearing everything off the board with one pill. Looks like a lot of garbage is high up, but it's really going well. Now, unfortunately, that means it's again that setup left him behind Adelito, who's been tearing through the beginning of this board. It's about an 18 virus lead for him, which is definitely, something to think about, but he is going to be slowed down by the giant red staircase that he's got. So he's got to think about creative setups and kind of pray that not too much blue shows up. But now he's in a great opportunity to get some of those reds off horizontally and slide things underneath that row just as he gets other stuff.
Absolutely. And a little bit of the outside the box thinking that we've come to expect from Frank. You'll notice that he's had red yellow set up on top of those double blues higher up on his board for some time now, even before he had those double blues available to be taken care of. The reason being because they're horizontally available, he's been looking for an opportunity to take those blues out horizontally. That has not shown up yet, but I think unless he gets a double blue pretty soon here, he may have to decide to manufacture a double blue just so that he can get that clear taken care of.
He's gonna get it soon for sure. Meanwhile, Atalito down to 3 viruses here. He'd love to see a double red, but he's actually manufacturing that. Notice as soon as he drops those yellows, he's out with a beautiful sweet tea at 6 minutes. So, working really hard, really fast here, and also getting really favorable stuff. He managed to work on that red situation really well in the last level.
Absolutely. Frank did, by the way, get that double blue that he was waiting on. It's the sort of thing that you get eventually. And now, if he gets this double yellow, that's going to fat log
Ooh!
out, and he's one red away, out at a 627. So he's got some time to make up if he wants to get not fall behind 2 games to none.
Right. And the thing is, though, Frank's in a little bit of a lucky situation due to the fact that Adelito just hasn't been able to crack this board open as well as he'd like. So the lead had narrowed. It was almost 20, and it's now down to 12. But yeah, just not getting quite the right stuff. And this board is going to separate pretty quickly, I think, Ook.
Yeah, it's all reds down the middle, and one red blitz. Oh, it looked like that was what it was about to become. One double red blitz is going to be all it's going to take, and then he's going to be sitting with nothing but double reds in the middle. But I love this setup. Gets the
Woo!
double yellow, so there's no garbage left over. But now he has nothing to do with yellow until the very end of this
Oh,
board. Uh,
yeah, if Frank's in a much better position at the moment, although red yellow is basically all that needs to, to happen there. Blocking row two, which is the only place that blues could have worked. The only thing that would go there to clear the blues would be a double blue. So Frank is working on finding some good horizontal setups, but he has to clear that initial red out first.
and what we're seeing from Adelito is very creative use of his yellows. He did have to use some to make a garbage pile that uh, kind of cascaded down and allowed him to make some clears. And looks like he is one blue away from taking this one out. He gets it. He's out at an 809.
Awesome time. That was extremely similar to the first game, and also um, one of the hottest times. So these players are
Absolutely.
both on fire. So the fact that Frank is Frank needs a reverse sweep to win. We know that he's had a reverse sweep before. It's a really rare experience for Frank, but I think he had one against Floyd in the finals not too long ago.
And I will say, Frank made up 16 seconds in that level 13. He is starting to catch his pace, and I don't for a second expect this to go 3 games. I'll be honest. I think Frank takes the next one. That's my put a stamp on it prediction. But I will be very excited to see what this third game has for us.
Well, hey, on this night, the more games, the better for me because I love to see this top tier play. Love to share it with the community. So we got a ready from Adelito, waiting on a ready from Frank, and we got a ready from both players. We're gonna have our countdown in just a few seconds. Three, two,
Here it
one,
is.
pills.
Now, the most important thing we can see from these two players, of course, is that Frank's playing Fever and Adelito's playing Chill. I think that's got something to do with why Adelito has gone up 2 games to none here.
Yes, one of the great debates, fever or chill. I think Ook and I are both team chill here.
Yes, yes, indeed. But we
Ooh,
won't
look
let
at the
that.
great setup from Frank. I think he had this horizontal blue possibility in two different places. Didn't drop it the way I was hoping, but now he's got all of those yellows off the center of the board. It's going to be tough for him to clear yellows away because he just basically needs red and blue. So you'll see him probably tucking things underneath if he gets yellow.
Yeah, that's definitely going to be a difficult thing for Frank to take care of. Meanwhile, Adelito's got a bit of a spired board. He takes care of one spire, but now he needs.
Mm.
It's going to be a blue yellow, and he gets it. But that still has left him with a big, rather large spire in column three. We'll see how he's going to address that here pretty soon.
Meanwhile, Frank making really good use of tuck play. So he managed to do some pretty cool tucks to get two different horizontals off the board. His board is pretty tight here at the bottom, but he does have some great double opportunities once he clears out sort of the odd men out. Notice in column 3, once this red goes, he's going to cascade down into a vertical and then a horizontal. So we got that going. 1, 2, 3, and leaves the garbage perfectly for a red horizontal clear at the bottom.
Yeah, that's definitely the sort of play that we expect from Frank. Not sure where he's going. Ah, okay, I see it now. Um, he does get that clear. He's out at a 144. Also a great time. And Atalito out at, I didn't catch the time, but it was about
It's the
145, I
same.
think.
It's about the same. Yeah, we saw them on the screen at the same time. I think there might be like a 1 or 2 second differential on these timers. Let us have a moment of prayer that more red and yellow come for Atalito.
Yeah, he's taking care of his blues very quickly, and he's gonna have to dig his way deep to get to more of them. But again,
Mhm.
finding interesting ways of using them as garbage, as leverage as well to kind of hold stuff over other items. And
And
I'm
here's
not
what he
sure
wants.
why. Okay, that's
There he
why.
goes. Yeah. Yeah, so he was waiting for that combo for quite a while. Now manages another combo that clears all the garbage. But this game is still incredibly close. Frank definitely spired up there, but notice a beautiful L and dropping garbage perfectly. Both of these players having fantastic foresight with the extra pill halves that seemed like they weren't able to be used.
And I think it's safe to say that patience when it comes to these setups has been a hallmark of both these players and is a sign of just how strong they've become. It these later levels, more so than what we see at the earlier levels in the game, you've got more opportunities to kind of wait around for the exact pills that you need, and I think that's really key to both of these players' strengths is that they are just finding finding their patience. Adelito with a little bit of a misdrop there, nothing too major. He's out at a 337, right not too far behind.
Yeah, Frank just needs a couple more reds and he'll be out. Um, and nice, out at a 344. The levels you're going to see later, not so easy to start off with long range setups. So you'll you'll see that from us in the finals. But yeah, these players so close together. Frank's board completely clean. Adelito's just with a tiny bit of garbage. I'm loving Frank's board at the moment. Just a lot of good diversity. He is going to have a little trouble with red, except for Tux in a hot second. But looks like he's got the plans to open up.
Just thinking that's not garbage on Adelito's board. Uh, it managed to drop it down using a double blue horizontal and that one piece of yellow garbage. He was already thinking about ways to make that work. That's some long range thinking and very strong play from our four seed.
Right, and, it's hard to say pulling away with a 6 virus leads with still a level to go, but, I think this is one of the widest margins we've seen in this particular game so far. Adelito probably setting up a horizontal and then stacking stuff on top of these blues in row 3, and Frank looking probably to do some horizontal setups, with the yellows in row 4. Had maybe a horizontal possibility with some reds, but I think he's gonna go vertical on all of those. Looking for a red yellow is Frank.
Yeah, he's got a lot of options for doubles. I know that's what he wants. We'll see if that's what he's going to get. Oh, look at that L clear
Yeah,
into a combo,
beautiful.
and suddenly it's a tie game again.
Mhm. And notice he can take out those reds at the same time by, putting some reds in the middle, and he's out at a 535, so not very far behind at all. I mean, in a level 13, that's not very noticeable.
Actually, I believe that that was the same time that Adelito was out.
Oh.
They might actually be in a dead tie right now. Would not surprise me one bit to find that out.
Well, You got that prediction stamp, so we'll see what happens.
Yeah,
Frank
we'll
looking
see what happens.
looking to clear that blue horizontally makes a nice combo, and the red being there, not a problem. Notice another horizontal will clear it down. No garbage whatsoever from Frank. So really smooth play. This doesn't have to be super big brain stuff on his board 'cause look at how many doubles he has.
Frank's definitely getting a bit of an advantage from having a solid board. Adelito having to be a little more creative. I'm not sure. He's got a little bit of garbage here, a little bit of garbage there. He really wants a
Ooh.
blue on top of this red that's hanging out. Not going to get it yet, but he is having to take out a lot of garbage, and that's allowed Frank to take a bit of a lead.
Mhm. Very small lead, but a lead nonetheless. You see a reaction from Atalito. Sometimes we call things that we think are misdrops and they're not, but then someone's face betrays it. But as soon as he gets this blue, he's going to clear out a really nice combo there. Boom, a drop cross. Looks really good for Atalito. Again, still only 4 viruses behind. Definitely like Frank's position more um, because look, he's got blues in row 3 that he can take out horizontally, and then look at all the doubles. Woo! That double blue was perfectly timed.
Yeah, Frank's playing really well. Adelito, unfortunately, is getting a touch tilted by the pills that he's got. I don't think it's a mental thing as much as just the pills are not showing up for him. Uh, with Frank, we've got that bit of a stoplight on the right hand side. He's taking care of two colors of it now, but that really is not the last thing you want to see on your board. However, he is going to be out at a 755. He's going to take game three and force us into a game four.
Yeah, beautiful work from Frank. We love to see sub 8 in this level block. Those are truly outstanding times. Have yet to clear sub 7, although I believe that someone may have posted that happening recently. Um, we did just switch to these level blocks at the beginning of this year because they were a little bit longer. So our hot times are still very much in flux. Adelito just needs a couple more reds and blues and he'll be out, so he had to manufacture this big drop.
Yeah,
And
that's kind of telling of the RNG for that entire level 13. And he knows it. You can see the look on his face.
yeah,
And
he says 3-minute level 13, sad. Yeah, it feels, when you've gotten your rhythm, you've practiced these so much, um, you know, you know what pace is good and what isn't, and so it can definitely make you feel rough. I know from experience this month.
and looking at Frank's towel, we can definitely see the excitement for taking that game.
All right, we have readies from both players. 3, 2, 1, pills. Adelito just needs one more to make it to the finals for the first time, um, and hand Frank his first match loss of the year. But let's see if it happens.
And um,
Ah,
I mean, at least Frank has a hand now. For several months, he was just a disembodied controller, so he's got that going for him.
yeah. So both players now in a little bit of a rough spot, but Adelito with a beautiful drop cross does drop some garbage down. Blue is going to be tricky for him unless it comes in the form of blue yellow, although now he's opened up the blue red possibility. But Frank has really opened up this board. It's a little bit sloping and spired with a hole in the middle. So we'll see how he deals with it. Doesn't go for the opportunity to take out those reds horizontally at the top of the board with a double red. So we'll see how he manages with that.
I don't know what else he could be looking for besides a double red. It does
Hmm.
seem to be the ideal piece for that. Meanwhile, on Adelito's side, he's waiting for a red blue, and I think he's rethinking that decision to put that yellow red on top. He's looking to underclear that blue and clear out the garbage of his red, and finally is going to get that piece. Gets that taken care of, and now he's feeling comfortable dropping the garbage down. But it's going to be
Oh man, Frank finally got those reds out of the way horizontally like we knew he was planning, and just everything was cut away. So look at that now. He only needs one blue to be out, and he's out at a 143.
yeah, that hero combo really gave him some time. Adelito's not
Hmm.
too far behind, not as far behind as it kind of looked like, but it's all blue. And we know that when you've got just one color, the doctor has a tendency to be a little stingy with it.
Definitely, definitely
But that
true.
double's going to be helpful.
Right, and at the beginning of this level 11, you see Frank he was trying to figure out what to do here with these top yellows. He does have, some stuff going on that he's got to clear here in columns 3 and 4, but he starts managing that. He would love a double blue now to clear out the blues horizontally. I'm not sure when he's going to manufacture that, um, but
Oof.
we're waiting for it.
A very dangerous misdrop for Adelito. Now there he goes. He gets what he
Whoa!
needs. Wow.
Whoa! Whoa!
Okay, maybe it wasn't a misdrop. I would have to go back to the tape to figure it out. But
um,
that definitely was. Yeah, I'll call that one. That was a misdrop. But man, oh man, just really scary stuff there towards the end. But throws an amazing combo out of it. We, if this was if this was something where we would have interviews afterwards, we'd have to ask you about that one. But look at the smile on his face. He knows that was something to see.
Exactly. And a beautiful combo there too, just dropping so much more stuff off the board. This game is very even. Meanwhile, on Frank's side, again, he's looking to clear some reds horizontally, and then he's got beautiful setup to take quite a bunch of stuff off the board. So there we go. Gets the reds, gets the blues, has a blue horizontal setup, which is going to fall now with the red. All of this is going super quickly for him now. Just needs 2 yellows.
Yeah, everything's going to plan. Meanwhile, on Adelito's side, I'm not sure about this right hand side. Uh, yeah, I I think if it was going to fall, it would have done so by now. And I I keep trying to make sense of it. We might get something coming out here, but he really just needs to get these yellows on the right hand side taken care of. This double blue is going to help him get it, but these all these blues going on, that's all he needs is blue.
Hmm.
And oh, misdrop there on the left hand side. Now he's going to have to take that red out horizontally. And that's just giving Frank more and more time, something that Frank would be perfectly happy to use.
And so Frank is down to 31 viruses, 29 now. And you see columns 1 and 2 completely set up once these yellows fall horizontally. So as soon as he gets that, but he did burn that bridge. So he's going to have to build a platform back up. And so he may be waiting quite a while because everything is so set up nicely. So he can maybe tackle the right hand side of his board and then wait to build that spire later.
It almost looks like a challenge board where he's been challenged to do everything horizontally.
Right. I was thinking that.
Because now, I mean, he's got opportunities, but okay, there everything's taken care of. He was thinking about taking those blues out horizontally, but that would have interfered with the setup that he already had made. So smart play, not taking care of that early. And he's going to be out here very soon. As soon as the doctor gives him two more yellows, there's one, there's two, and it's a 541.
Really nicely done from Frank. And Adelito's finding himself in the situation that every player's nightmare when you face Frank. He's down by about 30 viruses, and you think to yourself, okay, this is Frank. How am I possibly going to come out from this? But Adelito's board so friendly if he can get the red yellow that he needs. Luckily, things are cooperating. All the blues left at the bottom, but they are involved in some doubles, so that's going to fly off pretty easily. Again, once that red yellow comes.
Yeah, as we look at Frank's board, he's got a lot of double opportunities, but they're hanging. And
Hmm.
that double red in his column 7 and 8, he wants to be able to do something with it, but unfortunately, he's got his yellows already stacked up. Ah, there it goes. It was a very specific pill combination that he needed. He did get it, but it took some time. So now we're going to see if that time is something that Atalito can use to his advantage, and maybe come back with a very, very late game heroics.
And he's added about a 653 and had a nice solid end game there. And now just going to town on this level 13. He'd love a blue yellow to take this out horizontally. And there he goes. He gets it. Nice. Tiny commentator's blessing.
Take what you can get, right?
Yep.
Yeah. As we look at Frank's board, he's kind of stacked up on that left-hand side. Nothing that's unmanageable, but it's time. And luckily for him, time is on his side at the moment. But he ran the risk if Adelito had had some more solid pill luck of really being able to of really possibly losing this in the tail end there. We know that that's not going to happen, but it was a bit of risk there. But now he's just one red away, and again a sub 8. He's out to 753.
Really nice time from Frank. And Adelito did bring down that lead considerably, almost reduced it by um, 10 viruses. So really nice work from him. And of course, some crazy combos that we'd love to ask him about. Look at that one. Really, really nice horizontal work.
I think I saw a snap out of him as he was pulling it off. Yeah, he's proud of that, and he's as well he should be.
Yeah, and I think he is saying, I'm not gonna finish this one, but we are at a decider. And he says, no, that was not a mistrap. I Adelito, are you listening to this right now? You should be focused. Dial in. Turn us off.
Yeah, my rambling is not going to do anything for your game, my
No,
friend.
no, no. And,
Yeah, no, it looked like a misdrop from somebody who's trying to watch two games at once. I'll use that as an excuse. But yep, we are here at a decider, and whew, this is worthy of a finals, y'all. So strap in. We've got readies from Frank. Alito
waiting on a
taking a
ready from
second. Can't say
Adelita.
I blame him. All right, we've got it ready.
Okay. 3, 2, 1. Pills.
You're not doing the Bidwell bounce right now. I don't know what else I can say to you. This is peak, as Influx has already said in chat. These two playing their best game,
hmm
and there's no telling what's about to happen.
Yeah. Frank looks like he's indicating that he wants to take reds out horizontally. This blue is in the way. And so
Oh,
now
oh,
look at that. Oh
oh,
my gosh. Uh okay,
that
right?
was beautiful.
Yep. And Adelito has his own awesome combo coming. Look at that double
Oh my
blue.
gosh.
Everything falling into place. Beautiful work.
And now if he can manufacture, he's not going to be able to manufacture the double with the to make the L out, but oh man, these
Yeah,
two
these
just
are
putting on a clinic.
so beautiful. And they just keep coming, you know. The clears are not, insanely fast. You're not getting lots of clears every single pill, but when you are, they are so epic. So again, as soon as Adelito gets a blue going, beautiful combo there, and very minimal garbage that's going to cause him any trouble.
Yes, indeed. Frank putting a little bit of garbage down at his bottom. I know he wanted to take out those reds horizontally. Wasn't able to do so, but it's not going to cause him too much harm. He does need several reds and nothing but reds. Looks like he's getting them every pill so far, but now here comes Ukraine. But he gets another one. There's one, two more, and he'll be out at a 150.
Yeah. Meanwhile, Adelito's struggling here. It's just not getting the pills that he needs. He wants these red yellows and then switch quickly to yellow blue. Um, and so that hasn't happened yet. But hope springs eternal. Just needs a couple more blues and he'll be out. He's out at a 213.
So a little bit of time behind here, but nothing that he can't handle. As we look at Frank's side, just taking out garbage, finding clearances. It's not the most ideal board, but it's nothing too terrible. But
Hmm.
he is quickly running out of use for yellow.
Really nice combo from Atalito, taking out a lot of stuff and falling really nicely on that left hand side, followed by another great combo. Um, Now, those combos, they're a little more obvious for the the untrained eye and the commentators like ourselves, but these are taking things off the board so quickly, and it is really even here. 25 to 27, small lead from Adelito.
And that lead is going to continue as long as Frank doesn't get any reds. He finally gets the reds that he was looking for and manages to turn them into a huge combo. But the top of his board is almost exclusively red, and the doctor he just doesn't care. Um, he doesn't. The doctor is cruel. He's giving you shots without telling you they're going to hurt. He's being awful right now to Frank. And that has given Adelito everything that he needs to take a small advantage. But overall, it's taking everything that Frank's got in him to keep things going and moving forward.
Mhm. And this red blue going to be great for Adelito. Just needs some yellow to sandwich in between in column 8, and now that's all that he's going to need. Frank just needs a couple more yellows, and still this is dead even.
Oh
So,
no.
oh, now that one you want to slide that all the way over. So we know that that is part of no fancy combo. He's out at a 418, but still, this game is super close.
Yeah, literally that misdrop is the entire difference between these two.
For sure. And now Frank's board, Adelito's actually still a little bit ahead. I think there's a tiny time differential between them, but nothing noticeable. I think had the pills gone differently, Frank would have had an epic combo taking about out just a ton of yellow in the center of the board. It didn't fall that way, but still cutting things down. Blue might be a problem in just a little bit.
And that is something that Adelito did have to his advantage is he started this level off with some really solid pills and found ways to make really nice combinations out of them. Now he has used up a lot of his use for a yellow blue, but is finding again just really good spots to drop those down. Uh, man, oh man, finding great combinations just everywhere, and that's why he's got this very slight lead.
Right. That and the fact that um, Frank needs a lot of red. He was getting it, but it just wasn't quite the right red that he wanted, and so there was a lot of like tucking and driving going on, that kind of thing where you're just trying to do things as cleanly as possible for future you. But yeah, that's given Adelito an opportunity to get a little bit ahead. Looks like he is setting up for a lot of horizontal stuff on row 1. So the yellow and or the sorry, the red rather.
Yeah, he was hoping to do the yellow and the red, decided against it, and that has worked out to his advantage. Frank is about to drop some nice combos down with Adelito out at about a 619. Now Frank needs another red, and he will be out at a 626. So a slight advantage to Adelito as we enter this final level of this decider.
And this is a totally a different story than the last level 13. They are as close as we could hope for. Um, Now, both of them needing a lot of red and blue at the top of this board. Finally, Frank opening up some of this yellow, but it's going to be gone pretty soon. And Adelito really just needs red to get things going. So he's going to have to be thinking ahead with what to do with that garbage to manufacture those awesome combos. Ook.
Yeah, and he's already finding ways of doing that. He's going to get this double red here that's going to drop everything down to exactly where it needs to go. Um, yeah, no misdrops there. That was premeditated and calculated. And he's still got a three to six virus advantage. It's too close to call at this point. You know, things move so fast in this game, but Atlito with just a little bit of an advantage here, but he needs some yellow to start triggering off some of these combos.
Yeah, and it was looking like Frank could be in for a struggle with how much red was at the top of the board, but really nice planning from him. He is 5 viruses ahead. Um, but so it's kind of down to these last combos, setting up things horizontally and vertically. Frank's board is so clean right now, so I'm gonna give the edge to him at the moment as he is gonna use this double blue and make all this work. I think it's gonna go pretty smoothly these last few viruses.
Meanwhile, on Adelito's side, he just needs a little bit of luck out of these pills. The doctor is not being his kindest, but it's very possible. But unfortunately, that is going to do it with Frank out at an 826. Fortunately for Frank, unfortunately for Adelito, this has been a just amazing match between these two players. If you liked what you saw, go watch them on Twitch. Give them a follow because yeah, these guys play like this all the time. And 18 seconds is all she wrote when it comes to the difference between these two. But just an amazing, amazing match between two top level players.